Join the club.
My youngest daughter just asked me, sobbing. I'm like, what? About what? What are you sobbing about?
Right. Oh my
Sobbing.
God. Really?
A- Spanish. Sobbing.
Well,
like, that's good.
you're a tiger mom. I like that.
So Sunil, what do you do when you need help? I know everybody comes to you and asks you for advice. I've often asked you for advice, but what do you do when you need help?
It's tough. I mean, I think what's great about academic medicine is that it's pretty collegial. So, obviously I go to the people that mentored me and trained me. I call you. I think, but the other thing that I've done actually recently is I've leveraged social media. So I think, a lot of us have have a pretty big presence on Twitter. There are ways to do polls on Twitter. I actually posted something recently about a case that I saw about whether to drop aspirin in someone who's been very stable for a long time. And I think that collective...
I think I answered that
you
one,
did answer that poll. I think there were comments about it, which is
Yeah.
really nice because I think you get a collective wisdom of the group. Now, obviously, you have to be a little bit careful. I mean, sometimes you don't know who some of these people are. They may not even be medical experts. But having some people who around the country and around the world who are thoughtful people commenting on cases on Twitter has been incredibly helpful. And then they may even point you to data that you're not aware of.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing. Our subspecialty is so collegial, as you said. And I often actually even ask sometimes our fellows for some questions. So it's not really always that they come to us, and they feel really great when when I ask them, and they're like, well, don't you know the answer? And I don't know, I want to know what you think.
Right, and they're closer to some of this stuff,
right? And they're
right?
closer, and they've seen it all the time,
Yeah.
and it really helps them. So it really is a give and take. I am a little bit concerned, though, about the social media stuff. I get really nervous. I worry that there could be some liability, and so everyone needs to be careful about that.
I agree.
But importantly, I think the one of the important things is that we can use social media safely. You've done a great job. I don't know how you do it, but you've done a great job. You're always very cordial. But I have seen some of the sort of not great ways to use it, right?
Absolutely. I mean, social media is a tool like anything else, and I think there are some ground rules. Obviously try to minimize the amount of identifying information. Always assume that anything you post is going to be read aloud in a court of law. Those kinds of, I think, guidance can really help people use social media appropriately. But I do think that the other big lesson I think that we learn is that, to your point, is that you always have to be respectful, because the reality is none of us exist in a vacuum. These cases can be very, very complicated, and if you've spent your career always sort of trying to be disruptive, it can be very challenging to get people to help you when you need it.
No, there's no question. And then furthermore, the last one that I want to talk about is how important these meetings are.
Yeah.
A lot of us are meetinged out. I think we are. But there are certain ones where we go there and then networking. I mean, when I'm at Sky, and I know that you're leading Sky or TCT or even ACC or AHA, I really do connect with people. And that's when sometimes I see some of my mentors, some of my older fellows, and that is when I say, sometimes it's career advice, sometimes it's a case, sometimes I know what they're really good at and what they have a lot of experience with. So let's not just stay home behind our computers. I think that's the other.
I absolutely agree. I think what this speaks to is that all of us are mentored by a group of people, not just one person, and they can be at any stage in their careers.
No question. Well, thanks for that.
Yeah.